greeting the fourth estate. Good morning. And as I go to my speech, I will recognize the Honorable Member of Parliament, Honorable Ndesi Alex. He's a national member of Parliament. It's not for Western. We are all national members of Parliament. I have Robert Nkwangu, the Director of UNAD, the sign language interpreters, and my staff, the technical team, Agnes and Chalimpa, who has just talked here. So today again we shall be discussing issues of people with hearing impairment. Honorable members of Parliament present, the government technical officers present, members of the media fraternity, the sign language interpreters, the deaf community of Uganda, and the nation at large. Good morning. On behalf of the government of Uganda, and on my own behalf, I'm happy to join Uganda's deaf community in celebrating the various milestones reached over the last 50 years. From 18th to 24th of this September, Uganda joins the rest of the world to commemorate the International Deaf Awareness Week. And the theme for this year, 2023, is celebrating 50 years of the struggle for the deaf people's human rights, a Uganda where deaf people everywhere can sign anywhere. This theme aligns with the global advocacy efforts to raise awareness about the linguistic needs of the deaf community at different levels. This year, 2023, also marks exactly 50 years since the deaf community in Uganda formally came together to form a united voice in their struggle for equity and rights. I want to take this opportunity to wish them a happy golden anniversary. According to the National Housing and Population Census report of the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, 2014, there are about 1,083,600 deaf persons in Uganda, which is roughly about 3% of the total population of Uganda. Deaf persons in Uganda are recognized by their unique linguistic identity. The government of Uganda has put in place an enabling environment for deaf persons to access services, a number of legal and policy frameworks, as well as programs exist to protect the rights of all persons with disabilities, including those with hearing impairments. In Objective 24, Part 3, promotes the development of sign language so as to enable deaf persons' participation in all aspects of socio-economic development, Section 15A. The Persons with Disabilities Act 2020 also obliged the development, training, and use of sign language and the provision of language interpreters in all public institutions and in all government functions. The revised national policy on persons with disabilities focuses on the protection of persons with disabilities against abuse, neglect, and exploitation through enhancement of communication in different formats, including sign language, to report, investigate, mitigate, and eliminate disability-based discrimination and abuse. The government of Uganda, in the same way, ratified the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in 2007. The Convention is on elimination of all forms of discrimination against persons with disabilities, as well as promotion and protection of their rights, including through promotion of sign language, as stipulated in Article 21 of the Convention. Government has promoted an inclusive education framework, but also specifically provided for deaf students by fully supporting model primary and secondary schools of the deaf, such as in Tinda, Mbale, Wakiso, Ngora, schools for the deaf. For example, over the past 4 years, there has been an increase in enrollment of deaf students in the entire country in both primary and secondary schools, totaling to 7,398 male and 7,336 female students, according to the data provided by the Ministry of Education and Sports. Thus, this has led to an increase in the number of deaf students joining university and other tertiary institutions through the affirmative action scheme for persons with disabilities. Since 2009, the number of deaf students admitted annually under the scheme has been steadily increasing, which justifies the effectiveness of government's intervention. Kyambogo University, which is one of the public universities, continues to train sign language interpreters as one of its unique programs aimed at promoting access to information and communication with and among deaf persons. To this end, a total of 165, 108 female and 57 male sign language interpreters have been graduated from this university between 2010 and 2022. The vocational rehabilitation centers were put in place by government to train youth with disabilities in employable skills, but also in activities of daily living. In the past 3 years, 32 deaf learners have been trained in the rehabilitation centers and have been awarded DIT certificates by the Ministry of Education and Sports. The government of Uganda has stressed the need to ensure that all televisions are accessible to deaf persons by enforcing the legal provisions under the Communication Act 2013 and under Article 12, Part 5 of the Persons with Disabilities Act 2020 by providing sign language interpreters. Under the National Special Grant for Persons with Disabilities, deaf persons are one of the categories of the beneficiaries. To this end, a total of 242 deaf persons have benefited, with 119 being male and 124 being female in the past 3 financial years.